Vlogmas coming at you. I had a lot of fun doing a similar kind of video for fall types of makeup, and I thought, you know what? Let's pull out some old palettes, make some holiday-ish, I use ish very strongly, looks, because they're more like my type of makeup looks, and even some of these are a little out of my comfort zone. If you like watching these types of videos, grab your coffee, grab your hot chocolate, your eggnog, whatever it is, grab some eyeshadow brushes, let's sit down and play with some old makeup together. Okay, so we are going to start this video off with a green eyeshadow palette. I felt like since I'm wearing my red sweater today, that I should go in with my ColourPop Mandalorian palette. Couple things. I was really like focused in on listening to the most recent Crime Weekly podcast while I was like doing my base, and I forgot to put on foundation. Like I did my concealer, like cream bronzer, cream blush and everything, and I was like, wait a minute. Oh well, so I feel like the base because of that might look a little off today, but it is what it is. I don't even think I've reached for this palette this year. And when I opened it, this shimmery shade over here fell out, and I just kind of like scooped it up and pushed it back in. So I'm going to be very delicate today. I don't really have a vision for where this look is gonna go. So we're gonna go on this adventure together. I'm gonna start with this e.l.f. pointed eye pencil brush. And I'm gonna go in with just like a Tatooine. This is the last ColourPop palette I purchased prior to getting the quad I bought a couple months ago. So I don't actually think I have bought a ColourPop palette since, I think I got this one in 2020, so it's been quite a while. I'm still really like fawning over the new like purpley one they put out for the holidays, but I am avoiding the temptation. I really don't know what I want to do with this look. But I feel like I'm going to go in with this one down here, which is called Float Your Crib. But I'm going to go in with this brush. This is an SL Miss Glam eyeshadow brush. It's kind of just like flat. I'm just gonna start packing it on a bit. I'm pretty sure this is the only green palette I own. At least like green leaning palette. Then I'm just gonna flip it over and go in with Little Frog right next to it. I'm trying so hard not to let that shadow fall out. And just kind of start pushing it more towards the center of my eye. I certainly hope this look turns out okay because I will be filming after this video. Then I'm gonna go back in with just like a Tatooine, blend along the crease a bit. Then I'm gonna do this step where I take my ambient lighting powder from Hourglass. I'm just using this fluffy brush from Sonia Kashuk. Just diffusing the edges a bit. I'm gonna pack a little bit more of Float Your Crib on. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with my NYX glitter primer. And just tap it on the inner half of each one. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with Precious Cargo, which is the lightest shade. I'm gonna go in with this Moda smudge brush. I'm just gonna kind of see if I can pick any. Is it picking up anything? Not really. Maybe I'll spray it really quick. Okay, I just sprayed it. Maybe it'll pick up a little. I just want to put the tiniest bit on the inner corner. Oh, this one is so flaky. Oh dear. It's like, oh, it's falling all over my face. Okay. Anyway, now I'm going to go in with Right Hand Mando right here, which is probably the coolest shade in this palette. And I'm just going to hit that all over the center. I'm going to use, not adding anything to this e.l.f. brush, but I definitely want to clean up right there along the crease. Gosh, it's like all over the fallout. I'm going to have to clean that up off camera. But I'm going to go in with Little Frog again and just kind of use it to blend in the center a bit. Okay, I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to finish up the rest of my face and then I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the finished look. I threw on some liner, lashes, and all that stuff. For blush, I went with the Too Faced Love Flush and I Will Always Love You. And then lips. Lips were hard for me. I still don't know if I love the combination I went with the green eye, but I have the Almay Lip Vibes in the shade Live Happily, topped with the Buxom Gloss in Hazel. Still not sure about the lips, but definitely can't say this isn't a very festive look with the red and the green. So, hope you enjoyed this look. Stay tuned for the next palette. So today's palette is going to be the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette. This is the original gingerbread that they did. Pretty sure I bought this one in 2018. And I feel like I'm leaning more towards this shade over here, which is called Oh Burn. I think I'm gonna kind of aim for some sort of like a more purpley kind of look today. So what do I wanna do? Going in with this Farrah, I don't even, oh, there it is. Mini tapered blending brush. I'm going to start with this shade here, which is called Figgy Pudding. I put on this outfit today and I feel like I'm given the Rock vibes from his like 1990s photo shoot where he's wearing a turtleneck with a necklace. I'm not sure how much longer this this vibes going on for today, but at least for filming right now, I'm wearing it. Now I'm gonna go in with Gingerbread Latte down here, which is probably my most used shade in the palette. It is a good blending shade. Now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, which is called Figgy Pudding, and I'm gonna tap that on my lid. This is an Alamar Cosmetics Pigment Packer Brush, so that's perfect. I'm gonna go with this purpley shade and start packing it along the outer corner. I'm not adding anything to this Farrah brush. I'm just gonna start blending the crease again. I'm not really sure what I want to do next. I think I'm gonna do my step where I go in with my Hourglass powder. This is a Luxie large eye blending brush. I'm just gonna go in, clean up the edges a bit. I think I'm gonna actually add a little bit of Reindeer Paws right now with that same Alamar brush, but like closer to my lash line. We're dragging it out. And again, I'm going back in with the Farrah brush and blending. I'm gonna add my glitter glue. Besides the Oh Burn shade that I wanted to center this look around, I think I'm gonna add some of the Spiked Eggnog shade right here towards the inner corner first. Spiked Eggnog. And then Oh Burn in the center. Just blending across all the shades. Going back in with my Farrah brush and blending along the crease. I think I want more of the Spiked Eggnog shade, so I think I'm just gonna go over everything with it. I'm not adding anything to this brush, but I'm definitely gonna start blending with it a little bit more. I think I might actually add a little bit of this shade here, Sugar Daddy. So what is this? This is a Morphe, just like little teeny tiny brush. I'm gonna spray it first. This one is very flaky, so I don't know if this was the right decision or not. I don't actually know if that made a difference. I'm gonna go finish up my makeup and then I'll be right back. The blush I went a little heavy on, accidentally. For blush today, I put on this Wet n Wild blush in the shade Mellow Wine. And then I used this lipstick today. This is the Marc Jacobs New Nudes Sheer Gel Lipstick in the shade Eat Cake. This is definitely not my everyday look. I'm excited with the way it turned out. Hope you enjoyed my rock vibes on this look. On to the next palette. So today I'm getting ready to film my best of 2018 makeup favorites, and I thought let's pick one of those eyeshadow palettes that's in that video. And I decided to do the Kathleen Lights Dream Street palette from ColourPop. I felt like it does have some like festive colors in it. However, today's look, I've decided I'm just gonna do a neutral look. I do try to mix it up a little bit with these videos. This is just a palette I love so much, and I just wanted to do one of my comfortable looks and just something a little shiny. I feel like shiny still makes me think of the holidays. So I'm gonna start with a Luxie little blending brush here, and I'm going to start with, I never know how to know what shades these are, so I'm gonna start with this first shade in the upper left corner. I'm just gonna start putting that in my crease. And then I'm going to go in with this Elena Badreau brush. Doesn't even have a name. Doesn't even have a name. It's just like a little fluffy brush with the shade right next to that. Start blending the two shades together. I'm not actually sure, but this brush might have come in a BoxyCharm. I don't know. I'm getting really close to that point where like emergency wash all your brushes is coming up soon. Ooh, good Vlogmas content. Not a bad idea. Now I'm going to take a Moda shader brush right here. And I'm gonna go in with this, like, do we think this is terracotta? Whatever that is. And start focusing, just like pressing it on the outer corner. And then I'm gonna go back in with that Luxie brush with the deep brown down here and start adding that on the outer corner as well. And I'm gonna go back in with this blending brush. I'm not gonna add anything, but I'm just gonna work on blending everything together. I do think I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of the terracotta shade. And then a little bit more blending. Before I go in with any kind of shimmer, I'm going to do my Hourglass palette trick where I just add some ambient lighting powder. This is a BH Cosmetics number 7 brush from when they had a marble line. Just blending the edges. And now I'm going to go in with my NYX glitter primer. I think I'm going to do 2 shimmer shades today again. I haven't really decided which 2, so let's take a look. I'm kind of feeling this shade up here and then this shade over here, like mixing those two. So I think I'm going to add this one here, like in the inner corner, and then take this shade up here and kind of blend in the center. And go back in with the Luxie brush and just blend the edges. And the shader brush just to tap along the corner. I'm gonna go finish up my makeup and then I'll be right back with the finished product. Okay, so I kind of did something different. I didn't put any eyeliner on, which is very unlike me if you are familiar with the way I've been doing my makeup lately, but I just really wanted the mascara to stand out today because I opened a new roller lash. Well, new, I've never opened this sample before, and I was just so excited to have some roller lash on my eyelashes that I was like, that's it for today. For my cheeks, I actually mixed the Tarte Party Blush with the first 2 highlights in the Smashbox Pearl palette. And on my lips, I have the Physicians Formula Healthy Lip in the shade All Natural Nude. And that is the third look. Stay tuned for the next one. Today definitely feels a little silly. It's a rainy day. I'm wearing a sweatshirt with a literal cat on it. But I thought, what a great day to do like a cool tone look for this video. So I thought I'd use my Marc Jacobs Fine Grind palette. It's a little bougie. But I mean, do we really feel like Marc Jacobs and cat hoodie go together? Probably not, but this is the palette I wanted to use today. I'm going to start with this Beach Cosmetics number 9 fluffy brush, and I'm going to kind of work with these first two matte shades here. This is one of the very few palettes I actually bought last year in 2021. I found it one day at, I want to say it was TJ Maxx. It could have been a Marshall's. The shadows perform so beautifully, but I feel like it's just such a nice fancy palette that I never really think to just take it out when I'm wearing my hoodies at home. Like I said, I'm going to dip a little bit into that lighter shade. Just start blending everything together. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a Morphe M562. It's a very tiny little fluffy brush. I'm going to go into this next shade here, which is a little bit warmer. And so maybe this isn't the coolest tone look. Maybe we'll just call it neutral if it has cool and warm tones. So I think I'm going to keep going with this Morphe brush, but I think I'm going to instead mix these two shades on the brush and blend them together like that. That's where I want to stop with that. I'm going to go in with this Luxie Eye Shading brush. It's a little bit flatter, but it's also kind of fluffy. I'm going to go in with this deepest shade here. I'm just going to start patting it on. I don't want to go too dark with this look. I just want something kind of light, even though I feel like we're already fairly dark. And I feel like the lighting is very dark today too, just because it's gloomy, so I don't have any natural light. I don't always have natural light in my videos, but sometimes I take advantage, but today it's just gloomy and rainy. All right, now I am going with a very fluffy brush. This is a Farrah fluffy brush, and I'm going in with my hourglass powder just to clean up the edges like I do. And I think I'm only gonna do one shimmer today. So let me grab my NYX glitter primer. And I think I'm gonna go in with the latest one here. These 3 are shimmers and it's 4 mattes. I feel like I was going for a cool tone look today, and I still somehow wound up with a little bit of warmth, so. I definitely am going to be doing some liner today. I think now I'm going to go in mixing these 2 middle mattes and just pressing it on the outer corner to build it up a bit. I'll be right back with the fully finished look. Okay, I feel quite fancy for the OOTD, but I mixed 2 blushes together today. I have a Bare Minerals loose blush in the shade Sweet Romance. Pretty sure that's discontinued. And also Patrick Ta, She's Seductive on top of that. And this is kind of, you're not gonna really be able to see that. This is what Sweet Romance looks like. I did add a little bit of my Catrice highlighting powder in Champagne Campaign into my inner corner. I'm really trying to pan this and it's never ending. I did throw a little Thrive mascara on and then my lips. Actually, this is a lip product that was in my makeup I've never used before video. It's my first time using it. It's a Bare Minerals Gen Nude liquid lipstick. I have many shades of this. I've never used this one before. This is called Boss, except the S's are $signs. And that's this final makeup look. I'm gonna go just into my living room right now, but stay tuned for the very last look in this video. Okay, so for the final look, I was doing a lot of thinking like, what do I want the vibe of this one to be? And I just kept coming up with the word chocolatey. I make a lot of cookies this time of year. So I thought, let's go chocolate gold. Haven't used this in forever. Used to be one of my favorites. Let's dig into it. So I'm gonna start with this Wet n Wild, just like fluffy brush. Actually, it's from when they did that, like, do you remember when they did like a dragon collection many years ago? It's one of those, pretty sure. I think that's why it has scales. And I'm gonna start with So Bougie right here, which is basically the transition shade in this palette. I'm just gonna go in with this. I wore this palette the first time I went and saw Hamilton. I wore this to basically any wedding I was invited to in 2018. This palette definitely holds a lot of memories in it. It still smells wonderful. All right, next I'm gonna go in with an e.l.f. tapered blending brush here. I'm gonna go in with the other shade here. It's brown, the Cocoa Truffle. Just gonna start blending that also into the inner corner. Outer corner, this is not the inner. And now I think I'm gonna go back in the Wet n Wild brush and honestly mix the 2 together and blend even more. And now's about the time when I go in with my hourglass powder. Today I'm going in with an AOA E126 brush. Just going along the edges. Still kind of deciding what I want to do, but I think I am going to tap into the black the tiniest bit. I have a Real Techniques 307 shading brush here. I'm going to go very lightly into the black, even mixing a little bit of the brown in with it, just to add a little bit more dimension to this look before I start going in with shimmer. And I'm going to go back in with the Cocoa Truffle with the e.l.f. brush and start blending a little bit. And I'm still going to pack a little bit more of the black on. It's not the most pigmented black, which I like. I like having wiggle room. I could always use a little bit of that, but I know not everyone likes that. Okay, before I go in with my glitter primer, I'm trying to decide what shades I'm going to go in with. Definitely Gold Dip. That's my favorite shade in this palette, but do I want to use a second? I did say I wanted to go for chocolatey. This is called Love and Cocoa right here. I think I'm going to mix these two shimmers together and see how that goes. So going in with my next glitter primer. So I'm going to start with the Love and Cocoa shade. I like that color. It's got like a warmness to it. And then I'm going to grab Gold Dipped. Add that in. And I'm going to put a little bit more Love and Cocoa on my finger and kind of make sure to blend those two together. Now I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. brush and touch up the crease. And now I'm going to go finish up my makeup and I'll be right back. I'd have to argue once again, it went a little interesting, a little heavy on the blush, but I was having really a lot of fun with this NYX Sweet Cheeks blush palette. I basically used like these four colors. And we got like this wrinkled makeup look going. And I did a little eyeliner, a little mascara. My lips are Buxom Lip Polish in Claire. And that, my friends, is the final look. I hope you guys liked these 5 shadow looks, 5 palette eyeshadow look things. Maybe I'll bring it around again in the springtime. We'll see. Let me know, what old palettes are you guys bringing out for this holiday season? Any of the ones I'm using or something a little different? Let me know in the comments. And as usual, thanks for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, click the subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I have my Instagram down below. Give it a follow and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!